back. Oh, Flash.
No substance.
So today's top 5 is the top 5 best of 2017.
Hard list.
You the So 2017 was pretty much one of the years that had probably the lowest in box office, worst summers. I mean, it's pretty bad, right? It had a lot of bad movies.
Right.
We have your top 5 worst in there somewhere with me and Art. Right?
Exactly.
All right, so now me and T are gonna go ahead and knock out the best, in our opinions anyway. You might have your different opinions. Throw your freaking your comments down there and put on your best down there in the bottom there.
Oh yeah, we're getting a lot of comments about like, oh, you didn't put this movie on there. Oh, you didn't put that movie on there. No,
Yeah.
we didn't because it wasn't the best.
Exactly. So Terrence, go first.
All right, so I realized when I was actually watching you guys' worst movie, worst movie list, I didn't see a lot of movies, but you know what I did see? I saw the good ones.
All right.
So number 5.
You saw one bad one.
What bad one?
Transformers.
Oh, very true. I try to act like that. See, that's the one where you sit up there and like how women talk about like, I was never with that guy just because it was like people just would judge you on it. And it was like, I don't tell people I saw that movie, so thanks you.
Oh, sorry, I just told the world.
Outing me to the world. All right, so number 5. And I love this movie, and it got a lot of praise, and I think it didn't get enough praise for how great this movie was. Baby Driver.
Baby Driver. Independent.
I love that movie. It's one of those films where like it was fresh, it was different, even though it was another movie about a driver involved in like shady deals and stuff like that, and having to try and somehow free himself from that situation.
Had a pedophile in it.
Yeah, that too. But even though the premise was a lot like a lot of other movies, the whole score of the film, having it match the action scenes was really, really good, and it was fun, and it had a young, fresh face in it. It was a great movie. I think it
had a great cast. I thought it
had a great cast. That movie should get more. It should get more praise than what it actually got when it came out. All right. So number 4.
Number 4.
Speaking of driving cars,
Fate Furious.
No. John Wick. John Wick. I knew he was gonna think it was Fast and Furious. John Wick. John Wick 2. It up from the previous John Wick. It was like we were like, oh man, it was such a good surprise film when it first came out. John Wick said, nah, we're gonna do so much better. We're gonna kill a lot more people, and that's what made that movie great.
More headshots.
He murdered people with a car. Damn it.
Good movie, great.
More headshots, and it made you excited to see a third film. Who thought this thing was actually going to get 3 films? Now you're like, I can't wait to see the third film in this franchise.
Okay, watching John Wick, have you forgotten about Neo? Have you forgotten about Keanu as Neo?
No, because in certain scenes I kept thinking, I was like, oh, he's doing he's Neo, but killing people. Which I guess in a sense he's Neo Wick.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3. My number 3, and I almost forgot to put it on the list. That's so funny. I almost forgot to put it on the list, and it occurred to me after I already wrote my list. I had to take something off. We'll get to the honorable mentions. But number 3, Logan.
Very nice.
Logan.
Very nice.
I don't know why I forgot it the first time, but dang it, that's gonna be one of the best superhero movies of all time. I mean, obviously, because we're not gonna get him back for another superhero movie. Very sad.
Would you put it? Where would you put it next to The Dark Knight?
Second,
close second, maybe third.
Maybe third, because I really like Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's right. That is your favorite. That's right.
Yeah. So. But it is up there. It is up there. So it's one of those things, and it's one of the movies where like it was such a great movie. Dang, why does that have to be his last movie? But it's a good way to go out for him, and it's hopefully this whole buyout by Disney. Hopefully they can bring him back. Hopefully.
All right.
So number 2. All right. So this is gonna mess with some people, but yeah, I put it as my number 2.
All right.
Get Out.
Get out with that pick.
Did you not see Get Out?
Yes, I saw Get Out.
Great. That movie was great, and I was like, oh my god, I hate
freaking Twilight Zone episode.
I hated Darth Becky. That they coined a phrase from that movie, Darth Becky.
Not a fan. I mean, it was okay.
It was a good movie. It was a great movie. It was a number 2 worthy movie.
You know what's hilarious is that we gave Martian so much crap because it was selected as a comedy for Globes. This was selected as a comedy for freaking Globes. I have no idea.
It would have made more sense if it went down as a horror.
Horror drama,
yeah,
suspense thriller, but not a comedy.
Oh, because they wanted to make sure it got an award.
It was dark. They were saying it was because it was a dark comedy thing.
It wasn't a comedy at all.
Yeah,
it had one comedic character in it, and that was it. Everything else was just kind of scary. Made you worry about white people.
All right.
So
do that anyway.
My number 1.
Go ahead.
It.
Perfect.
That was my favorite movie of the year. I love that movie. My kids love that movie, which really kind of makes me wonder about my parentage.
Yeah.
Because they will rewatch that movie and it one-upped the original, and not too many movies can say that, to where you sit up there and you're no longer thinking about, man, I want to just watch the original because I'm so disappointed by this movie. This movie was like, God, this is so much better than the original, and it didn't have all the boring stuff from the original.
Not yet in here.
Now we're gonna get to that in the sequel.
Yeah, right. All right, that's a good list. That's a good list. My number 5 actually starts with War of the Planet of the Apes.
Really?
That freaking movie was just, it was a perfect ending to the whole Planet of the Apes. That trilogy of Caesar story.
I really like that movie. As a matter of fact, I just watched it again last week.
Great acting.
I'm not sure if it was my favorite Planet of the Apes movie.
Okay, no. It was not. That's still, I think it's still Rise for me.
Right.
Dawn was great, but I think Rise is still the best one. But when you're looking at it from a conclusion standpoint.
Okay, yeah, they wrapped up that movie really, really well.
Yeah, I thought it was great. Serkis probably did his best acting as Caesar in that movie,
right.
And we've had this argument on about how CGI and
I thought you were gonna say that's how he's Michael B. Jordan's dad.
No, that's awful. But we had this argument about that's awful about how the emotions were whether they were CGI or not in his performance, because I said that he should have been nominated for an Oscar. He should be nominated for an Oscar for this for motion capture.
Yeah, but they're not gonna do that yet.
But yeah, you're probably right. But still, awesome movie. Number 4, Wonder Woman. Gal Gadot freaking took that character that she started with BVS and just freaking went with it, man.
She did.
And so many critics that gave her so much because she didn't look the part, whether it was bust size or what. She is Wonder Woman.
No, she's Wonder Woman.
And Patty
you won't
Jenkins,
see anybody else now.
Absolutely. And Patty Jenkins directing her that way, I mean, the way she directed it gave you that freaking Donner 1978 Superman feel for it. I freaking loved it. Amazing movie. Number 1 or number 2 grossing movie in the whole freaking year.
Of the year. And too bad she didn't do anything else in superhero until like the nowadays. She waited till Doomsday showed up.
How about the fact that she had to close out with Justice League?
Yeah, she had to close.
All right, number 3 is also Logan.
Logan. All right. See, I feel bad.
Hugh Jackman, and you know what? We praised Hugh Jackman's performance. Hugh Jackman himself liked our tweet.
Yes. Yes.
And it was absolutely because
pat on the back.
That's right, because his performance as Logan in this movie was pretty much almost like the interpretation that he wanted to put on screen from the jump, from the get-go.
Right.
You know, he was shackled down with a PG-13.
All he wanted was this form of Logan.
You know what? It could have been Origins. Could have been a lot. If they would have gone this route with Origins, it might have been a little bit. You know.
Well, at that particular time, it was coming off X-Men, and everything was PG, and it was like that he was the biggest person up. He was the biggest person up
in that universe.
Yeah.
In that
so they couldn't just say like, "Hey, remember this guy that you've seen, you followed, and you adore? You can't see him now because you're not old enough to get in the movie." They couldn't do that. So now when everybody's moving on to other different, Marvel's really come out there, then they can say, okay, we can just give you what you want.
Well, Deadpool, I thought, was the big reason why this interpretation of Logan came out. So thank God for freaking Deadpool. All right.
And that El Paso scene.
Number 2. You're going to give me crap. I don't care. Number 2 is The Last Jedi.
Look, I like The Last Jedi.
I love The Last Jedi.
Top 5 movie of the year.
Yes, it is. Top 5. It's the highest grossing movie of the year. It was freaking awesome to see Mark Hamill back. This is the movie that basically has brought Mark Hamill back to the freaking to the limelight.
Even though he had problems with his character in this movie.
And I don't blame him. And I honestly don't blame him. But when you're really looking at it from a standpoint of it's been 30 years since Return of the Jedi, the fact that Luke Skywalker actually went through what he went through with Ben Solo and seeing the darkness and all that other stuff. If you haven't seen it, go see it. But just his performance, was just freaking amazing. So I gotta give it to Jedi. Absolutely gotta give it to Jedi.
I'm a Star Wars fan. I'm not gonna say that it shouldn't be in the top 5, but just surprising, sir. Surprising.
We talked about when we did our top 5 for 2016. We both had Rogue One.
Yes.
In there. Okay, so a lot of the elements of Rogue One were in Last Jedi. I thought so. Was it mainly because of the disappointment because you were too busy thinking about the Holy Trilogy? Or did that ruin your experience?
What, with The Last Jedi? No, I loved it. I loved The Last Jedi.
As a standalone movie, it was amazing.
I loved The Last Jedi. I just thought I had 5 better films.
The one thing that I had with, real quick, the one thing that I had with Jedi was it almost looked like it was not a continuation.
Like it should have been the final movie.
It should have been the final movie.
It should have been the final movie.
But it almost looked like, because Rian Johnson has been tapped to do the next 10, 11, and 12, that he was kickstarting that with Last Jedi instead of continuing
and not throwing the finger at JJ.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that seems like what it was.
All right, number one. What's Stephen King's It?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
That remake was amazing, but not because of the horror elements, because that was great, but straight up, Bill Skarsgård's performance as Pennywise completely made you forget about Tim Curry. Now, Tim Curry is going to be an icon when it comes to that character. Absolutely. That and Rocky Horror Picture Show. But regardless, Bill Skarsgård made this. He made this
biggest roles. Wow.
Yeah, he made this whole freaking movie his own. He made that character his own, and it was just absolutely amazing. There's a lot more on the deleted scenes that we're gonna probably get to see when it comes out pretty soon. Director's cut is gonna be also coming out. That's why I'm not buying the Blu-ray first. I'm gonna wait for the director's cut.
They're gonna make you wait like another 6 months.
I'll wait for it. I don't give a damn. But either way, that performance was absolutely amazing. Him and McAvoy, top 2 performers of the year for me.
There you go.
Yeah, that's my number one.
All right, honorable mentions. All right, so of course, Last Jedi would be my honorable mention.
Can't believe you put Get Out before Last Jedi.
I love Get Out, maybe because Last Jedi came out so late. Maybe because it's like it hadn't had its time to build itself up. And it was like, as you see movies more and more and over time, your love for them increases. My love for Get Out came out so early, it just increased over the year. I really love that movie. Perfect date movie. Just not with white people. So the other honorable mention I did have War for the Planet of the Apes, and I also had Wonder Woman. Well, actually, Logan kicked Wonder Woman off my list.
Wow.
Yeah.
But that's not that bad.
Yeah, so,
that's not that bad. Okay, mine was I had John Wick. I had Baby Driver. I just fucking love Lego Ninjago. That movie is so damn funny. If you watch it, Justin Theroux in that movie is just hilarious. I absolutely love that movie. That movie
I actually have to check it out. I didn't go see it because I wasn't really into it.
Get Out was on there too. Thor Ragnarok.
The comedy.
Annabelle Creation, not too bad.
That was okay.
Not too bad.
It was okay.
Nice setup, because you got Annabelle in August and then you had it in September, so not too bad. I was torn on this one. Okay, well, first of all, Kong was absolutely freaking amazing. If it wasn't for Andy Serkis, Kong would have been in that top 5 because that was an excellent movie for me.
With its plot holes.
With its plot holes. But anyway. Okay, so I'm on the fence on this honorable mention, and that's Justice League.
Why?
Because
wait, hold up a second. Here's the fence.
Because I liked freaking Justice League. From a continuity standpoint,
I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just like top movie of the year.
No, and that's why I didn't put it in the top 5.
Okay.
But I put it as an honorable mention because it was a good movie. It just see, the problem with moviegoers nowadays is continuity is a really big thing now. That's why you got these people that freaking hated Hayden Christensen but can't wait for him to come back as Anakin Skywalker. So make up your damn mind. And that's the same thing with this freaking movie.
Right.
Okay, from a continuity standpoint, okay, fine. It's completely different from like BVS and what Snyder started with Man of Steel and all that.
Right.
Completely different. But I like the freaking movie. If you're looking at it from just a superhero movie, it's awesome. I thought it was great.
I didn't hate the movie. It's just that.
Would you put it in your honorable mentions?
No. I would not put it in my honorable mentions. I didn't hate it. I just walked out of like, that's not really what I wanted.
Oh man. There was a lot of great movies in 2017. Put your comments, on the comments below. Put the ones that you like. Which list was better? Should Justice League be in the top 5? Should Justice League be in the top 5? Should Get Out be in the top 5? I don't know.
Of course.
Terrence, take us home.
Black people unite. It's all. As I say that, it's almost Black History Month. Make sure you guys get on the, like you said, get in the comments below. Tell us what you like. Tell us your top 5. An amalgamation of top 5 lists. Chris, we know you're gonna do it anyway. Make sure you go to patreon.com, and if you like the show, if you want to contribute, want to help make it better, we're trying to get a 4K camera. Please contribute to us. There's a lot of giveaways that we have on there. Hey, if you want a Goods t-shirt, we have one of those. If you want one of these posters from the wall here, we will basically send it out to you and sign it. We are giving ourselves to you wholeheartedly.
Keyword hope.
There you go. But make sure you subscribe as well. So if your first time you're actually seeing the show, make sure you subscribe so that way you can see all of the stuff that we do.
All right, for Art and Aspen, where the hell they're at, I'm Manny.
I'm Terrence.
And we'll see you next time.
All right, guys, I've been saying this. I hope you guys are tired, and I hope you already contributed money. But we do have a Patreon, so below you'll see the link. If you guys go to patreon.com/thegoods, please go ahead and, if you guys do like the show, please donate something. We do have giveaways for donations that we do receive. Make sure you donate something, and we get something sent out to you and make the show better.
Question for you: where does the money go? What does the money do?